Lagos State Police Command has ordered that all activities of the ongoing Egungun Masquerade Festival be confined to designated outing points and approved venues. The directive announced on Sunday by the command's Public Relations Officer CSP Benjamin Hundeyin follows reports of escalating clashes between rival masquerade groups, leading to violence and property damage across the state. Hundeyin stressed that the restriction prohibits processions or street parades in order to maintain law and order. He explained that the decision aims to safeguard lives and property while ensuring that the rights of adherents of other faiths are not violated during the festival. The command hereby announces the restriction of all Egungun Masquerade Festival activities to designated masquerade outing points and venues only. The statement read, the police spokesperson further warned that any masquerade group or individual found causing unrest or infringing on fundamental rights will face prosecution. The directive comes as tensions between masquerade groups reportedly intensified in recent days, raising security concerns in several communities. Now, I want to take this a little bit from a little bit of a social point of view. Now, does the society have the right to restrict the parade of the gods? What are your thoughts on this report?
I mean, at the end of the day, what goes called the law of the land is going to be like the legal law of the state most times, right? And that is because we no longer live in fully traditional eras. But then I do not really, I know people might have different thoughts, but I do not really like the fact that such activities will be restricted completely. Of course, people have obviously misused it because, I mean, what the state is doing is probably
a proactive measure, right?
Like the analysis we have analyzed it, but these are the things we're talking about. Take actions for the safety of people first, and if this kind of behavior is being put in more of things like the analysis of like the report we have analyzed, the first and the second one, we'll see that there will be solutions. Right. For this now, I think it's more of a heavy hand, because I would rather have said, okay, they should have put a periodic, ban on it, or maybe employ other means to checkmate this piece. Why I'm saying this is because these things, at the end of the day, these things are part of our culture, and in the bid to move into the Western age and era, AI and tech, it will be important not to throw away all of our tradition and culture. Right? This just shows the struggle of modern governance to regulating tradition. And it should be more of a regulation thing, not just, no more this, no more that. Right? I mean, back in the days, living in Lagos has always been a mixture of different cultures, growing up, then you see this masquerade come up. Someone will tell you, this is the masquerade, it comes out this year, it comes out that year. But nowadays, you rarely even see these things again, right? So cutting it off completely, I know it's going to save the police and our security operatives distress. Pardon me. But then we are beginning to lose our culture and the things that make us unique. Right? I would have rather advise or subscribe to the police putting much more strict measures on people that are causing this unrest, under the banner of
the unrest is actually between several masquerade groups, as it were. So it's not like everybody in the masquerade performance, as it were, or tradition comes from one unit alone. So they come from different units, as it were, and they are having these clashes, and hence the reason for these restrictions.
I mean, these things happen. Like I always say, there will always be good people. There will always be bad situations, bad people, good situations, right? So amidst all this unrest and clashes between units of masquerade, there are still those that are genuinely traditional. I would just love to, carry out their traditional practices in peace, right? So we cannot just judge everybody based on these few things that may have happened. So, like I said, I would have rather, loved the idea of putting a ban, maybe, for the next this period, right? So that these bodies or these people involved, the leaders of these traditional masquerading activities can probably come together and decide, and have peace talks, permit me to say, so that these things can go on. I think it's always interesting to see these things happen once in a while.
All right.
It's cutting it off completely. I mean, you and I both know Lagos is already trying to outrun everybody in terms of being the economic capital and all of that. But throwing out our tradition, culture, masquerading activities completely is not the best way to go from my own point of view. I think those are the things that our kids still need to know. I mean, I'm not saying our kids should not be sound enough to compete on global levels, but at least they should be able to still speak about, oh, masquerades back at home, I knew Ayo, I knew this masquerade, and all of that. And it's just we are beginning to lose our identity gradually.
All right.
We are not Westerners to begin with. We have always been African.
Oh, if you talk about losing identity, then you're going to drag me into a different frame of mind, where if we haven't completely lost our identity, why are people that practice traditionalism, as it were, and I'm talking about the slicing of chicken neck, putting the blood into a pot, and all of those traditional medium of praying to the gods and all of that. Most people, if they get to a place now and they see such things, it's termed ritualism. Haven't we already moved, if you look at it from that perspective?
I mean, of course, we have to evolve, and I like to believe change is constant in almost all levels.
Even though that is the tradition you want to practice based off of the fact that is the tradition, that is the tradition the parents of these people that want to practice it, that is the tradition they lived in. Remember that is the inherent tradition of most African societies. All what we do now, including religion, they are all borrowed traditions, right?
Yeah, I agree. And I mean, and just to, I don't want to say there's a right or a wrong answer as far as traditionalism of it, but I mean, years back, I did hear a story from someone in Benin, and the fact that then rituals were done with, humans, but with time, it had to stop, right?
Right.
Because, I mean, when that's why I was talking about change earlier. Now, they still have their tradition, they still have their culture, but it doesn't have to do with, human lives being involved any longer. So, as much as we evolve, our traditions can also evolve and still maintain the level of traditionalism. I mean, to use that word. Right?
Thank you so much.
Then we were using this, but now we are using chicken.
Right.
Just like even in the Bible, when, then God will say, oh, bring sacrifices, But now, I mean, if God can even upgrade, family upgrade, well,
Not upgrade. Right. Thank you so much for your insight on that report.